everyone, welcome to Backstory Sessions. I'm your host Matt. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hey everybody, it's Kat, and I want to welcome you to this episode of Backstory Sessions. I'm joined today by my co-host, Matt. Hey Matt.
Hey Kat, hey everyone, how are you?
I love these kind of episodes that we're going to do today.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done one. I think it's quite a ways back when we did the last one.
Yeah, I don't even know how long, but it was so much fun, It's like we used to, like when we first started the podcast, it was just us. Like, it was a while before we really had, well, we had guests on the second episode, but in general, it was me and you for most of the episodes in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. I remember when we recorded the first version of this episode, I believe we were sitting in the van in a parking lot somewhere.
Well, it turned out it was really fun. So, the van is probably like, a lot of things. You can see a lot of things just sitting in a parking lot, as we noticed.
Yes, there were lots of motorcycles going by.
Yes, and like thinking of ways to like get into a swimming pool
No, I don't think
illegally
that.
if you like wanted to go to the motel swimming pool.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
that was another time when we were over at Arby's.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, anyways, there are many like things that we've talked about and thought about and laughed at, and I think it was pretty funny. The random question generator, and I remember like a couple times I really just like couldn't stop laughing. So
Yep, that's true. I remember it well. So, before we get started with that, so what's happening with Mystery Meats? Anything exciting?
yeah, well, yes, lots exciting. So one big exciting thing I can't talk about just yet. But another big exciting thing is we are putting together our third show, and we have the first date of that Christmas show, which is going to be December the 10th in Barberville, Kentucky at the Oven Mitt. And they're, that's the venue, and also they're the caterers of the food. And it is so funny, and well cast. But besides like being funny, because it's hilarious, really, but it has nostalgia because all the characters are toys.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just like the ending is beautiful, and I of course can't say like what happens, but
Okay.
it is. I mean, it's just, I think it's the best writing, um, that we've done as we've been writing for shows. So I'm really excited that we are in the third show. I mean, that's really great for a business that really just started in June.
Yeah, that's true. You're doing pretty well. You just finished the Halloween thing. What was that? Game of Homes or something?
Yes, Game of Homes. We did conclude that, and it was like instantly. So we finished that at the weekend on a Sunday, and then by Tuesday, which would have been Halloween Day, the new script had to be out for this show that we're doing. So I'm not sure that people realize like a show is going on, and then instantly another show is starting, so we have to keep the writing like ahead. And then the actors, of course, you're recasting, because we have some characters from the, some actors that stay with us
Mm-hmm.
through every show, but then we add new characters, new actors. So, there's like a lot that goes on that people probably don't think about when they come to the show. I know some people have remarked like that they thought we've been doing this like that the actors had been together for a really long time.
Right.
Uh, when like in this case, we'll have our first in-person practice today and later on today and well earlier today depending on you know, like depending on the time that you're in. But it's like that's the first time that we had seen each other in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it's just amazing. And so so it's an adult cast for the most part, and that's the way it's been. But with the Halloween show, we added Scarlett Stansberry, and we added her to be the tech person, so she did lights and sound,
Right.
and it was our first young person or under 18 person. And this time we have an 8-year-old playing the harp and singing, and and then we have another under 18 being a toy Elvis kind of
Okay.
doll. So I mean, there's just so many different things going on, and it's really exciting to see how it's evolving.
So when is this first show?
December the 10th, that's a Sunday.
Okay. And then how many shows of this one are you doing?
So this one is only going to be 2 shows, and that's really a shame because it's a beautiful show. However, scheduling in December is a nightmare
Oh yeah,
because
I can imagine. Lots of
yes,
Christmas parties.
everybody's got parties and all these things going on.
Yep.
It's really hard to get a venue. It's really hard to find dates that you know a church play or some other festivity is not like happening. And so it's just really very difficult, and we're very lucky that we found so we'll be in Barberville to open and in Corbin, Kentucky to close.
Okay.
And Corbin will be the following week, either the 16th or 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still confirming that date.
All right. Well, there you go. So
Yeah.
what else is going on?
I mean, that's, I can't talk about the one thing. So, but I will probably next week be able to speak about it.
Okay.
It's an incredibly busy time. I just had a birthday.
No, that's right. Happy birthday.
Yeah, well, it was an interesting birthday, and
What did you
you know,
do? Anything exciting?
I mean, a lot of stuff. Like it was a busy day,
Mm-hmm.
but um, I did go to Cracker Barrel, and
Oh
they
boy.
did they did sing, happy birthday,
No,
and
awesome.
bring out the customary desserts, the ice cream and like huge, you
Yeah,
know, chocolate. I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
yeah. So it was an interesting birthday. It's very interesting because it's my last year in the 50s.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Next year it'll be the big 6-0.
I know, and so that really like usually numbers of birthdays, like I'm just always like I'm happy to be having one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about like knowing this is the last of the 50s. It does hit me a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I have to think of something interesting to do for the one next year.
yeah, I know. So, I'm sure you'll be included in whatever that might be.
Yeah, maybe we'll go find a McDonald's with a shake machine that works or something.
Dream on.
No kidding.
That's why we always end up at Sonic.
Right, yeah. Well, anything else?
Ah, Roots of the Bluegrass, I coordinate that contest for the
Yeah.
Kentucky Theater Association, and that is coming up this next Friday
Mm-hmm.
and Saturday for the whole, festival. But the playwriting competition part is Friday.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yes, it's exciting to see all of the finalists and, some new names and some names that I've seen before. And I can't wait till we can just talk about that next on the next episode and, like share about our thoughts about the great work that we're gonna be able to see.
Yeah, it should be interesting for sure.
For
Always a good contest.
a great, yeah. So coordinating that, having a birthday, doing mystery meets, having this big secret, I want to say and can't say, and that's just like a few things.
Wow, that sounds like a full month already, and it's only the what, 11th?
Well,
12th?
11th, it's veteran. Well, technically it's the 12th.
Right, yeah.
You know, um, we're actually, like in Australia,
We're
I got
ahead,
a
yes.
wish, the day, like in the future. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you
So,
know.
all right. Well, I guess let's get to the questions. Let's see what the generator has for us today.
All right, so this one is I think, is a different generator than before. But for the listeners, it's a random question generator. So we have no idea what the questions will be about or if we'll even have an answer or anything. But
Mm-hmm.
that's some of the fun of it. So I'm going to read the first one and hear what you have to say.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you were offered the position of mayor of your city, would you take it?
No, I don't think so. I'm not very political, so I don't. I probably would not.
Well, I am not really very political either, but I do have a lot of ideas about how things could run, in a certain way that uh, so I think I'd be an idea generator. And
What would you change?
well, so I'm not going to say that, in the city that our mayor is not good. But in general, I would be looking for more ways to incorporate the arts
Ah,
into.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that alleyway down there where they hang umbrellas, or
Oh yes, tourism is she's on fire. That
yeah,
lady. She has everything beautiful and extravagant, and we even have the Grinch has been seen in Barberville already. So
wow,
yeah, I mean he's making his rounds.
already in Barberville.
Well, because this is gonna be Whoville this year.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So I expect everything to turn,
Yeah,
change.
yeah. That'll be interesting to see what they do with all that.
Yes, and there's always so many the snowman hunt, and there's a little ice rink that they bring in for
Mm-hmm.
everybody to come down and enjoy. There's a little trolley car that goes by. Santa and Mrs. Claus, they like ride a little train, and
Hmm.
there's just like so many different things in Barberville. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do here. Maybe we'll see like Santa on a fire truck or something.
yeah, I mean, so like who knows? But
Mm-hmm.
I think I could be a good mayor, and I would definitely support tourism because that brings in a lot of people to see what you have to offer.
Yep.
And if they come and they like what they see, then they're going to come back.
Yep. All right. What's next?
All right. Next, what board game do you like the most?
Hmm. Remember that game Trouble?
I do. Oh my gosh, where you press it and the little
Yeah,
the
little dice thing in the middle, and
you could bump people up
yeah, yeah,
as they were trying to get right into that row. Somebody would come and bump you and put you all the way back.
right, yeah, yeah. I
And
liked that game. That was pretty cool.
it was fun. Oh my goodness. We used to play that a lot when I was young.
Yeah, me too. We had that, and um, what's the other one there? Monopoly. We played that a lot.
We hardly ever could get through that game because that can last and last and
Yeah,
last.
yeah. Usually somebody got mad and they like wiped everything off the board. So
Or like, before it even starts, like everybody wants to be the same
right,
little,
everybody wants to be the racing car. So
so, or the top hat
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Nobody ever wants to be the shoe or the thimble or whatever.
No, nobody. I mean, like who
Yeah.
does that? Nobody. So yeah, those are good memories. Gosh, I had not thought about those in a long time. But
Yeah. I'm trying to think. We checkers and chess and Parcheesi we played.
there was another one too, like that with um, it was like a flat board with the little circles. It was like the little round marble-like things that I don't remember exactly how it worked, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
It'll
what that
probably
is.
come to me, but Risk was another game that we played like a lot in college, and that age I really liked.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And going back really, really, really far was Candyland.
oh yes, yes. I remember like begging my parents because there weren't like any kind of Walmart stores or anything like that.
Right.
But I was like begging them, please, find a Candyland game. So, there's just something about that game that's like so appealing, when you're a child. It just looks so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Operation was another one.
Yeah, we always end up losing all the pieces. So
I know, like almost as soon as you
yeah, as soon as
take
you
it
open
out.
it, there's something missing.
Were you any good at it? Like,
No.
do you have? I was never good at it, but
Yeah.
I still liked it. But I would set off the little buzzer and the nose and all that.
Mhm.
Probably was in the early cards that I was not going to be a surgeon.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, so. But see, just like we're doing right now, it's kind of like what the Christmas show is going to be like. A little trip down the toys of memory lane. It's kind of like this in a way.
There you go. All right, next question.
All right. If you get rid of, if you could rid the world of one disease, what would it be?
Probably cancer. I mean,
Yeah. Gosh, there's so many like that. Cancer though is a devastating one. So
Mm-hmm.
um, heart disease, uh,
Yeah.
Alzheimer's. A lot of people.
Yeah.
So like you just want to like get rid of all of them.
Ignorance, stupidity. Those are all good ones
Well,
too.
um, you know, we can try on that one, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess in some ways it's like the causes, like maybe the environment, different things might, and then some's genetic. So I don't know, like,
Yeah.
but I just wish everybody could live forever and you know something.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
Or yeah. I mean, what kind of question is that
I know.
anyway?
Really.
Who thinks of these things? All right, this is a good one. Your favorite day of the week?
Oh wow. I kind of like Sundays, I guess.
Me too.
I mean, I don't know why. Probably just because I know that I'm supposed to not be doing anything that day, I guess.
Well, and you get to talk to me, and we get to do the podcast.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just on a, over the years, I think it's always been Sunday. I always like to, for me, Sundays was like cooking something and spending time in the kitchen, that sort of thing. Um, and just relaxing at different times, watching football or some other thing that was on TV or an old movie or something like that, and not having to worry about like going to work or going grocery shopping or something. I don't know. It's just always like a more laid back day than the rest of them. So probably Sunday would be my favorite.
Yeah. Well, that is a good day to choose. I feel like I already stated some good reasons for that, so I'm just gonna go with that.
All right.
All right, what do we got next? If you inherited or won $1 million, what's the very first thing you would do with the money?
Oh wow. Hmm. Hmm.
Money, money, money. $1 million. What
Yeah.
would
Jeez,
you
I don't
do?
know. I've thought about this before, like what I would do if I won the lottery or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. What would you do?
Well, people always say like, you know, would you quit your job? Like, so that's the first thing. Like, a lot of people win, they quit their job and they
Yeah.
go off on, whatever big vacation or, something they've always wanted to do.
Mhm.
And then the other people just like continue on in their job and, just like it doesn't seem to really change their day to day.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, $1 million, it's money, but it's not a lot of money, I guess, because after you get done paying taxes, it's like 660,000 or whatever.
Yeah, so depending on, what you're like how close in your job you were to retiring and
Yeah.
you know all of that thing. Like if you had a mortgage or I would think that would be something a lot of
Yeah,
people might
probably
do is like
pay
buy a
bills.
house or pay off a mortgage or I would say pay off like bills is a thing that
Yeah.
most people would do because then like you could like have a lot more freedom to and a lot less stress,
Yeah,
I think.
a little more freedom to become more in debt.
Well, I mean that is the thing is like and I noticed this from, of working like, you start out with certain jobs, and as you get, you get more money as you keep going, and really, you get used to your budget, you know, and
Yeah.
so, like, if you are living on $1,000, let's say, a month, we'll just go like low like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
you somehow learn to like manage living with that. So then, if let's say you all of a sudden start making $5,000 where you were making one,
Right.
you're like, oh yes, now I can pay all my bills off, and I'm gonna have all this extra money. But really, what I think mostly happens is people just um, make more debt so that they're now living like their new normal budget
Right.
is the $5,000, and so all of a sudden, like, all the extra money you thought you were going to have is like tied up again because
Yep.
you know so I think it really just is a cycle like that for the most part.
I agree.
All right, let's see, we're on the same page.
Yep.
All right. um And of course, I do have a favorite cat, Ruth Lee, and I would make sure, that she got something like a special treat, or, her whole wing of a house or something. So,
Yes. Yeah. So you're gonna pay off bills and buy ruefully some treats. All right.
it sounds, she's in agreement. So,
Hmm. All right.
yeah.
What's next?
All right. Where did your family go on vacations in the summer?
We never really did. I mean, I, it was my brothers and I, and then later my sister, and we all lived with my mom, and we lived in a house by a lake. So, um, uh, she would go to work, and we would be home. Because I don't remember how old we were. Probably, I was probably 7 or 8, and my brothers were older. So, yeah, it was just us hanging out at the house and trying to stay out of trouble. So we didn't really go on vacations.
Well, we tried to, but like my parents would always like not agree on,
Oh, where to
like,
go?
what we were gonna do, and we'd end up really not doing anything because
Yeah.
they couldn't agree on what to do. But we did go to Opryland once, that I remember, and that was an experience. Like, my mom and I can't even believe it as I'm saying it, but we got on that roller coaster that like flips upside down how
Yeah.
many ever times and all that. It's like I can't even believe that we did that.
Right.
But like, I was thinking the harness thing wasn't completely latched as we were going up, and I was telling mom, like, I don't think my thing is like, and we just like went on, flipped over, and came out alive. But I did lose my, they tell you like keep everything like secured or whatever,
Right.
but I lost my little purse thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, just like fell right out. So, but I mean, I was a child, so I really probably didn't have anything
Yeah.
of significance in there. But
Couple crayons and
yeah, well, I did have a toy gun once upon a time that I put into my little little kid's purse, because my mom was taking me to the health department to get shots,
Ah.
school and whatever, and so I took my purse with a little toy gun, and I pulled it out and was going pow 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 and run out of
Alrighty.
the health department. I mean, obviously they caught me and I ended up getting the shot, but you know, um, I mean, you can't blame someone for trying to avoid shots when they're little
Yeah.
because they're scary,
Yeah.
like they seem scary. Yeah,
Alrighty.
I know. So I was a little bit scared then.
Yeah.
All right. So next is this is a good one. I mean, I could answer this one for you, but I will let you. What time do you normally go to bed?
Um, Depends. Like during the week, it's usually like around 9 o'clock because I get up so ding dong early. Um, and then I don't sleep a lot either. So, usually it's pretty early.
Yes. Yes, I was going to say that. Yeah. Me on the other hand, I'm usually I would say I always see midnight and often beyond. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes that's when I wake up. So.
I know like like tag team, or something of the
Yeah.
but anyways, I mean, when I was teaching, I tried to go to sleep a bit earlier because I'd be up earlier, but I never did require a whole lot of sleep. Like in my life, I've always been a morning person or a night person, or
Yeah.
so. I think some people, you just can't talk to in the mornings because they're like,
Right.
yeah, they
I
don't
mean,
wake up.
my alarm is set for. Sorry, just getting overcalled. My alarm is set for 5 a.m., but I don't think I've used it in probably a month or more. I
Yeah,
just wake up before it, 4, 3 sometimes. So,
yeah. So, that's an interesting question, and I think a lot of people could relate to both of our answers.
yep.
All right. So, if you were in a witness protection program, what would be your new name and where would you go? Well, I mean, obviously, like, why would we give that information out if
Right,
we're in
yeah.
protection? But assuming that we did, like, what would your new name be, and where would you go?
I'd probably go to some beach somewhere, and I don't know what my name would be. What was the one that you came up with?
Yes, Archibald Reynolds.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So,
I don't know if
you
I'd want to be called Archibald, but
well, I mean, if you're in witness protection, it seems like a good name to.
yeah, you'd probably want something a little more generic.
Well, they call you Archie, Archie, or something like that.
Sure.
Maybe.
What
I mean,
about you?
so I don't. Like I used to have like a pen name, and so I might go with that. It was Amelia Taylor Scott.
Oh, 3 names.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't have five like, some people, but
Yeah.
three.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would love to, be in witness protection at a beach.
Yeah. What was it? What was it? Amelia Taylor Swift?
Scott.
Oh, Scott. Sorry.
Yes, yes.
I was going to say.
I know. I could be a Swiftie or.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
could have been the original Swiftie.
Yeah, Amelia Taylor. Taylor Swift.
There you go.
Yeah. So, well, I was close
Yeah.
if you look at it that way. So, but yeah, that probably would be my name.
There
So,
you go.
if you hear of Archibald Reynolds,
That's
Taylor
right.
Scott, there. Like, it'd be funny if like somebody contacts us and says like, I'm the real Archibald Reynolds or whatever. That's that's me.
Right. And they were in
So,
the witness protection program.
yeah, so now I have to kill you both because you're
Right,
big
yeah. You outed
both
me.
on the beach or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, okay, wherever you want to be. All right. All right, well, this is kind of a weird one. I'll be curious to see what is your favorite smell?
Favorite smell? Okay.
Yeah.
The one that comes to mind is coffee. I mean,
Well, that's a good one.
mm-hmm.
It does smell good. I have a lot of candles, and you know, so I
Rotate
like.
smells.
Well, I mean, like a lot of candles like have very pleasant scent. Honeysuckles, like when they're blooming out, smell
Mm-hmm.
really nice. Cologne. If people are like not overly,
Like not drowning in it.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
but some of that is pleasant. Yeah, so there's probably a few of my favorite things.
Mm. So
Huh.
not like onions cooking or something like that.
No, no.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
I mean, there are some things that smell good cooking, but I don't really. I wouldn't say they're among my favorites. So,
Okay. Fair enough.
yeah. All right. Um, what's the worst job you've ever had?
Um. Hmm. I don't know that I've had any that I disliked. I mean, I've been pretty lucky. Um. Yeah, I can't think of one. What about
Yeah.
you?
I mean, I haven't had a whole lot of variety of them, like they've been in the same field or something. I did work at a gas station for a bit
Yeah,
when
me
I was,
too.
and it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of travelers, because I was right at the interstate, the
Ah,
gas
yeah, yeah,
pumps,
yeah.
and so a lot of travelers, from different countries and places that we passing through. So I always found that pretty interesting. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, feel like you. I've generally enjoyed most of at least something about them I find interesting. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so yay for us in work ethic.
yeah.
All right. Well, this might be hard for you because you have you don't sleep very much as we've just established. But what's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
No, I don't. I never remember any of my dreams. I mean, I remember them for like 5 minutes and then they're gone. So I couldn't really tell you.
Um, I once dreamed that I was riding in like the handles of the scissors. So it was like a ride, and it was a pair of scissors, and I was in the part where you put your fingers,
Okay.
and it was just like a
Hmm.
ride, like spinning around, and yeah, I was in it. So
All right, let's try and analyze that one.
yes, what do you think that means?
I have no clue.
Well, nor do I. But it wasn't scary or anything. It was like, it seemed like normal in the dream.
I mean, scissors have to represent something.
Yeah, cut like,
Yeah.
like hurt probably or something.
Yes, your homicidal tendencies.
Uh, I don't know. I think of it more of like, like I don't know, like a people like, well, maybe. I am a Scorpio, so
Yeah.
I think it's a sign of strength, like I'm the scissors, like rock, paper, scissors,
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Which is the best one to be, do you think?
Probably. Can't, I don't remember how the game goes, but I think it's you know.
Well, um, well, rock, paper's not the good one because scissors can cut paper.
Right. Yeah. And then rocks.
Rock can like smash scissors.
Right. Yeah. I think that's how it goes.
Wow. I don't know. Like, so who wants to be paper? What can it do?
Well, you can write on it, so.
Yeah, it can cut you too. Have you
That's
ever had a
right.
paper
Yeah.
cut?
Yeah.
That can hurt,
Yep. Not as much as getting stabbed with scissors, apparently. But.
Uh, no, or hit with a rock,
Yeah.
like
There you go.
stoned or whatever. So, of the three of them,
Yeah.
it definitely would take the paper cut. But, some people have died from paper cuts. So,
Okay.
well, not from, the actual, like they didn't bleed to death, to my knowledge,
Yeah. It
but
probably became infected or whatever.
yeah, and then it got into their bloodstream, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so that can happen.
Sure.
I wouldn't say it's commonplace, but
No, probably
not a
not.
doctor, so I wouldn't know really. All right, so who was your first celebrity crush? Oh my gosh.
Phew, Lord. I cannot even remember.
All right, well, was it one of Charlie's Angels? I'm going back to way back Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's probably like Farrah Fawcett or something.
I mean, yeah,
She's the only one I can remember.
Yeah, I mean, well, she was every place,
Yeah.
all the posters. So, well, there's too many. Like, I can't even name one because, Tiger Beat, there were so many teen idols.
Yeah.
It's just impossible to be like, who was the first one? Gosh, I don't really know, but Sean Cassidy was
No, I was gonna say you probably were. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with him, but I don't know if he was for sure the first one, but he was the big one, so
Yeah.
say that.
And the Bay City Rollers.
Oh my gosh, yes. The Saturday morning show that they had.
Yeah.
I would always do that and sing along the Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
They were just a lot of cool. Yeah, and then later it was Poison and the hair band people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Would you prefer to date someone older or younger?
Well, I mean, I'm 61, so I'm going to go with younger.
Is 84 like too much?
Yeah, for me it is, yeah.
Yeah, well, how much is younger? Like, how much is too much younger?
Oh, it wouldn't be too much younger. I mean, maybe maybe.
All right, so like 84 is, let's see, 22 years older.
Yeah, that's way too much.
So would you go 22 years younger?
No, I don't think so.
So you think 22 years is like too much of a range?
Yeah,
Either way.
yeah. I mean, there's some statistics about age gap relationships and stuff, and I think one of them is like anything more than 15 years, you're like 90% destined to fail or something.
Yeah, well, you're probably destined to fail. It was about 50% to start with, no matter what you do.
Yeah, probably.
So, I mean, if you increase that, it's like
Yeah.
you're just tipping the scales, poorly. Interesting. Well, I don't know. I think it changes, like, I would say when I was younger, not talking about like, people exactly that would have been under 18, not talking about that, but when I was younger than 59, which I currently am, as I pointed out since yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
um, I used to think like I think I was more attracted to younger guys.
Right.
And then, like at 59, I mean, 84 is like too much also for me.
Yeah, yeah.
But, but also like somebody, let's say 49. So that's 10 years, but,
This
like,
seems like a lot.
yeah, it does. That's what, like it seems very different from this, like, as I get older, it seems different in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that does change, at least for me.
Yeah, because you start thinking like, well, what am I going to have in common with this person? You start being probably a little more practical about it than when you were younger.
Well, yeah, and it does make a difference, if like everything that they like relate to,
Yeah.
which is like things that you relate to what you grew up with, and like things you like. We're talking about toys and all that, like, because we grew up almost at the same time,
Right.
so we both know. But like, if you had to be like, the operation guy, or and
Yeah,
then
they'd be like, "Who? What are you talking about?"
yeah. And so, like, you just don't want to have to stop and explain, like, your
Right.
whole,
Yeah.
like, if you say Farrah Fawcett, if I say that, like, you know who that is. And,
Right.
yeah.
But
So, anyway,
if you said like Lizzo, I would not know who that is.
well, yeah, you would now. I mean, right? But
I mean, I kind of like have a picture of her in my head, but I couldn't tell you anything about her.
yeah, well, it's about damn time.
Yeah.
She has that song. But,
Yeah. Well, I couldn't tell you how it goes.
yes, I mean, that is true. Like, I have noticed that there are so many like younger art. They're not just don't even have to just be artists. They could be like actors and all kinds of things that if they stood right in front of me, I would have no idea that they were famous.
Right. Me either.
And even if they said like, don't you know who I am? I'm, fill in the blank. Uh, I would still be like, were you in my class or? Because I just don't, I mean, so that's one of the things like I notice about getting older
Yeah.
is that I didn't like, keep up with the current culture, I guess.
Right.
Like in the
Yes. Pop culture is, now oldie station.
I know, I mean, that's where my hair bands are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, according to you, and I have no reason to, not believe that's true. But
It wasn't me. It was somebody was telling us. Oh yeah, I was listening to I don't know the oldie station and like I forget who was on it, but it was like what? What are you talking about? Oldies?
yeah, exactly. That's supposed to be like, from the 50s.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, I know like bands from the '60s and stuff. A lot of those people are pretty old now, and um, but I don't consider them like the oldie station.
No, me either. And so it's just very, very strange how
Yeah.
yeah. So people out there listening right now, the younger generation are probably laughing, but
Yeah.
one day you will be like 59 or whatever, and
Yeah, that's right.
you'll be on the old Lizzo will be on the old
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, really.
So,
All right, what's next?
all right. right. What's something you always wanted to do as a child but never got to?
Wanted to do as a child?
Yes.
Phew. Go on vacation. Yeah, I don't know. I was interested in being an astronaut, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Who was it that we had as a guest that wanted to be an astronaut and the teacher told them, like, you need to just be an actor?
Oh, yeah. That was recently, wasn't it?
It wasn't too long ago. I
Yeah.
don't
I don't remember
uh,
who it was, but yeah.
but you remember that story, and in other words, it's saying like, well, you're not too smart.
Yeah, yeah.
You can play an actor.
Right, you can play an astronaut, but.
Yeah, you can play an actor. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, were you ever told that?
No, I wasn't, I don't recall ever being told anything like that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
don't know. It's.
yeah. Um, I mean, I wanted to be I would say my name and all of that. Like we used to watch that every time it came on, and I would clap for myself, like clap and say my name. Like, so I
Okay.
guess I did want to be that, and
Yeah.
you know, didn't quite work out, but
No, no.
fun while it lasted. So,
Ah, well.
all right, a TV show that you secretly enjoy, but I mean, if we tell, it's not a secret anymore. But
I don't watch a lot of TV. I have been living up here for, I don't know, quite a while now. You know, uh, and my TV isn't even plugged in, so that's how much TV I don't watch.
you were watching some of Yellowstone.
Yeah,
I, I,
just bits and pieces online.
yeah.
Like, they have clips on YouTube or whatever. Those are the only things I've seen of it.
I I mean I don't know. Like I don't watch very much either. And when I do it's usually like something okay, so Sister Wives. I'll just say that one. Like I do watch that. But I don't know if like I really enjoy it, but it's kind of a train wreck and
Yeah, that it is.
it's like whatever. Like they should have I mean, I don't know. It's like pretty predictable if you ask me. Like I could not be in any kind of plural marriage because, Scorpios are like jealous by nature.
Yeah.
Um, like that's one of their, characteristics. And so the thoughts of being married to someone that's also married to, three or four other women would not work like at all. So,
Yeah. Well.
uh, I don't really get that part of it of like how they ever thought that was a good idea. And then you bring in like 25, 30 children is another thing that I could not
Yeah. No.
tolerate.
No. No.
Yeah. So, I mean, now it's all falling apart. He's down to just one wife, which seems to be what he wanted to begin with. Which is the youngest one. So I don't know. It's
Well, there you
anyways,
go.
it's just a silly show, but I do watch it obviously, and so that's my secret,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well. Yeah. There you go. I mean, um, one show that I did like that I haven't seen in a while is, and I know you've watched it, is 90 Day Fiance.
Yes, yes. You know that and like Married at First Sight. Shows
Yeah.
like that. I'm a sucker for some reality TV stuff. Just
Yeah.
see how it's gonna work out. Again, like I really think a lot of it might be scripted or at least edited to, you
Probably.
know,
Yeah.
but it's pretty interesting. I mean, I guess I think of it really as fiction, like
Mm-hmm.
you just get sucked into fiction plots too. So uh, they're pretty interesting. I mean, did you find yourself rooting for, some couples are like thinking this is not going to work,
Oh
like
yeah.
immediately?
Yeah. You want to, you want to try and predict how it's going to turn out, and oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're not going to make it, and well, maybe I don't know. This could work.
Yeah, well, it'd be like, how can you not see this?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he's a jerk or she's,
Yeah.
whatever, just a gold digger or, whatever the case was. But
Right.
just wanting a green card, that's what they would always say about the families, because there's always somebody in the family that,
Yeah. Yeah.
has to cause trouble on these shows.
Yeah.
So, the next one is what's the worst thing you ever did as a child and what was your punishment? My gosh.
Yeah. so, so, how old? Let's start there.
Well, it depends on how much you want to reveal.
um, so I was pretty young. I don't remember how old. Probably 5 or 6, maybe. And maybe 6, I guess. And they were building a house down the road, and uh, they had left the. They were setting the house up, and it was uh, like a modular house. They brought it in on trailers, and then they put it together, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so they had put the house together, and they were putting doing all the painting and stuff, and so myself and my neighbor, so there were 4 of us, me and my 3 brothers, and the neighbors down the street, they had 4 boys as well, and me and the youngest one, we were friends and hung out a lot and stuff, and so we decided to go help paint the house. So we painted a bunch of stuff on the outside of the house, and
Mhm.
apparently got caught. I don't remember how all that happened, and got in lots of trouble. And my mom and his mom went up there and had to paint over the stuff that we painted.
Mm,
So yeah.
yeah. So that's a pretty, what you would deserve. Like, what kind of punishment do you think?
Oh, I don't remember what it was. Probably had to stay in the house, or couldn't go anywhere for a while. two
Did you
weeks or
get
something.
like a paddling, like with a belt or a switch or anything like that?
Um, no, not really. I mean, maybe. I don't remember too much of it. Um, yeah, I remember a couple things, but um, that stopped like when I was a little bit older. Probably, I don't know, probably 11 or something. That all kind of stopped.
I was kind of mean, um, in a way, as a child. So, I mean, I don't think I meant to be. Just, I was always like, well, like I threw my doll out the window, my favorite doll, in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad stopped to get it once, and then I don't know what would make me do it again, but I did. I threw it out the window again, and he wouldn't stop. And
Well, there you go.
I cried my eyes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't have any more favorite doll to throw out the window.
Yeah.
In hindsight, like I'm thinking my dad should have like went back and got it, but I guess it was to teach me to,
Yeah.
yeah. So, well, that was a hard lesson right there.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
Yeah. So, I mean, um, all right. Who's the last person you argued with?
um. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had an argument recently.
Um, I mean, I would say like over the phone, it would be like the Instacart people.
The missing grocery order or something.
Yes, yes. They, delivered my grocery order to somebody else,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
when I'm like trying to tell them about that, they're like, "Well, can you go to your neighbors and blah blah blah." And, yeah, so I would say that would be like a bit of an argument there.
Yeah. Or the bank. I mean, that's always a good one.
Oh yes. I mean, I can't even with the bank of like how many times I've had to like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's been a real nightmare too. So yeah, so but that's not too bad. Like I mean, real arguments I don't like have too often. With
Right.
yeah. All right. Um, what is one thing you refuse to share?
Refuse to share?
Yes.
Hmm. Um, a toothbrush? I don't know.
What is wrong with you?
Well, my cell phone, you know that.
Yes, yes. So is that you will not like share
Right.
that at a
Yeah.
concert? Um, yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty sharing person.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but yeah, I mean, there's a limit on. I don't know, like when you're younger again. It's like, people like when I was growing up, I don't know if it was the same for you, but like, people would just buy a soft drink or whatever and everybody would just like drink from it. If you wanted a sip, people just give it to you or you give it to them or
Yeah. No. I mean, pass around a joint or something, but.
well, like but I mean, I don't know. It's like if somebody took a bite of your sandwich, like would that bother you? Like
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would.
yeah, so but like when you were younger, it might not have, you know what I mean? Like
No,
I
probably
don't
would have, yeah.
well, more probably because you really wanted it or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think I would. Yeah. Food is probably one thing I don't share. I mean, it depends on the food, though. Like, if it's French fries, and who cares?
Right. So because you'd be like, here's a tater tot or
Right,
whatever. I
yeah, yeah.
wouldn't be like, don't
Right,
take one of my tater tots or whatever.
right, but don't take a bite of my chicken finger and then put it back. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, nobody wants that. I don't
Right.
I mean,
Who's gonna eat a
maybe
half-eaten
some
chicken
people do.
finger?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, anything else that I was trying to think. Like, I mean, some people probably would not like share their vehicle, like
Yeah.
I would be selective about who drove,
Yeah, probably.
but Like I don't like to ride with most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So there's that. I guess that would be the toothbrush is probably right up there. Like if we were on Family Feud or whatever, that's probably like one of those top
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah.
I would say.
I'm thinking top three.
All right. Um, do you prefer blondes or brunettes?
Oh, Lord.
I know there's redheads, and like I mean, okay, so any hair color I think is like
Yeah.
should be in this question, or maybe we should disqualify this question because it really like is leaving out a whole lot of people.
Yeah. I think so too.
All right, yeah, because we are non-discriminatory in this podcast.
That's right.
Okay, now this is a good one because I know already, like, you have a lot of answers for this. So, who is the most famous person you've ever met?
Oh,
And this
Lord.
is your chance, to tell your stories because you have met
Yeah. Yeah.
famous people.
Um. Yeah. Um. Let's see. Most famous?
Narrowing it down.
I am. You go first.
Well, I haven't really met anybody that famous, Like, I'm trying to think, like, who have I met that was even close to famous?
Yeah.
Uh, like, I mean, really, um, I don't know if I've ever even met anybody famous.
Hmm. Well, I mean, we've met lots of famous people on the podcast.
Yes, for sure. Like, we've talked to a lot of famous people,
Yeah.
um, and we could have met a few in person.
That's true. We could have.
But and we still, I still think we will at some point. But we've
Yeah.
had opportunities, that we've been invited.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true. It
just
just
didn't
hasn't
work
worked
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, but you have like a lot of music people that you've
Yeah.
met.
Yeah. There's been a couple. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least you have somebody. I don't really, I just don't really recall ever, and not even like a governor or anything, like not even at that level. I don't recall ever meeting
Well, I mean, you
someone.
went to the. I mean, they did a.
Yes, yeah, I did go to the Capitol of
Right. Yeah.
Kentucky, and like I was recognized on the House floor or
Yeah.
what. Yeah. But I didn't get to meet the governor or
Oh, you didn't?
no, I don't. Well, I don't recall it if I did.
I mean,
And
who did you meet that day?
the representatives,
Oh.
you know,
Okay.
like all the people, in the house or whatever, and they're cool. But
Mm-hmm.
just saying, like the next level, like I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but maybe maybe I'll some come to me and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I did meet somebody, but I don't really think I have. Not even of athletes, really. Just I don't know. I was very close now to Air Supply. Like, I mean, we're talking like I was 8 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that you know, technically, technically we met like telepathically. When he was like on that side of the stage, and I was very front row. So yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say that. At least it's something.
All right. Well, let's do
All right.
one more.
All right. Well, I think we should do two more. Like, I don't really think. Well, I'll ask this one. Do you have posters up on your walls?
Do I have posters on my wall?
Yes.
No, I have nothing on my walls, basically.
I don't even have a poster, so
Yeah, I don't either. I might have one or two.
I don't have. I used to have like posters everywhere, like as I was saying, of Sean Castle, all that. But I don't think that's a thing anymore. If it is, it's like not for people 59.
No, definitely not.
All right. Man, they're pretty personal on these. Like, what is on your bedside table?
my Usually it's my phone,
Wow.
and
Really? Is that all?
huh?
Is that all you have on there?
Excuse me. My phone, maybe a coffee cup.
Well, I have my you remember we did the Human Telegraph, with Rachel, and we,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, they when they had their premiere thing, I won um a really nice like cup, with the straw, like the metal straw and everything, and
Oh yeah.
all that. I've got that. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's pretty cool to treasure. And also, we got a photo of Drew because he was our guest, and I like have that
Oh
with.
yeah. True.
I
Yeah.
put that inside of my Human Telegraph's, glass because it's clear.
Ah.
So it's just kind of little remembrances of the podcast that I
Yeah.
keep there. So yeah, which is interesting. I also do keep a pulse ox because you'll sometimes need to check your oxygen and your pulse, like if you think you have COVID or something like that.
Oh, I thought you said socks.
Uh, no, I don't keep those on the bedside nightstand. That might not be a bad thing. Like,
Well, sometimes your feet get cold.
yeah, in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go with, Desperado.
Huh.
And, that is a song there.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, this is it. Oh my gosh. Well, this is a great one to end on. What is the thing you love most about me?
Oh Lord.
I know, it's like, how can you narrow it down, right?
I know. Probably. Probably your sense of humor.
I knew you were gonna say that, because like I just knew you were gonna say that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's a great, that's a great thing about me. I am funny.
You're something.
And on that note, Backstreet, we will come to a close.
What? You didn't say what your favorite thing about me was.
Oh my gosh. Well, like I could go
I
on.
know. Where do you begin, right? Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I could.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely, like you are very, very. So I like it now. It's like you stole my answer, and not it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It makes it seem like whatever.
You asked
Like
me first, so.
I know. Well, I was because I'm in control of the question generator
Right.
here. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could have said your rapping skills.
well, I mean, like I said, there are you could make a list.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually,
And I do not mean your present rapping skills because that it leads a lot to be desired.
Oh, but you have to admit, like I am good at the presents part.
The
Like
presents part, yes. The wrapping part,
I
not
suck
so
at,
much.
I do suck at rapping, like really, really bad at that. So that is funny. It's about like my note taking and all of that.
Oh, yes, your note taking. Who could
I'm
forget?
surprised you didn't say you like that.
I know. I should have. I should have led with that one.
Well, you're a really good driver though too. So I do appreciate that part.
Well,
Um,
yeah. See, I mean,
But sense of humor, like I mean, that is the thing that I just like really do love because it cracks me up so many times throughout these 5 years. But also like you know, you're intelligent and I like that. Like it's on a different level. It's like a puzzle, I guess. It's like it keeps me interested.
I
Uh,
see.
yeah, where some people are like they're intelligent, but like it puts you to sleep. That like you know,
Okay.
or then there's intelligent people that like you don't want to be around because they only use it to like try to make you feel like
Yeah.
you don't know anything or whatever.
Right.
So there's the condescending like type too.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, but you're just like that right kind. That's because Scorpios are very curious.
Mm.
Um, and so it's just like you have that power of like weaving the curiosity, and so I think
Alrighty.
that's what it is. Probably very closely tied, like right underneath sense of humor.
Okay. Well, there you have it, people. I'm
Yeah,
funny and smart. Who
you're
would have guessed?
something. Yeah, and on that note,
Yeah. All right. So next week we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. It is also the second
mo-
annual Black Friday episode, is it not?
yes, the most wonderful time of the year, like
Yeah.
shopping.
Yeah.
Uh,
Going to give you some
help you.
gift ideas.
Yeah. And I've been like working on this for some time. As I see things, I've been like taking notes for
Really?
this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've only found one that I remember writing down, and I don't remember where I put it. But anyway, I'll come up with a list by next.
Well, what I've been doing is screenshotting them. So all I have to do is go back through 14,000 photos
Yeah, yeah, there is that.
where I took the picture, but
Yeah.
it's going to be cool.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see what you come up with.
We will like tell you how to spend your Christmas money.
Yeah, there you go. How to spend your Christmas bonus. And then we'll give you a couple updates on a few other things that, maybe this big secret thing that Kat can't talk about. And, we'll see what else we can come up with.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few things.
All right. Well, on that note, we will end this podcast and see you next week.
Bye.
As always, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can send those to Kat at iWritePlays@outlook.com, or you can write to me at backstorysessions@gmail.com or matt@level11ventures.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.